At that time, I had the opportunity to go to Israel. And when we went to the Jordan River, our whole team was standing together singing praises and praying. But over there, in the water of the Jordan River, there were some foreigners who had come from overseas. If you paid about $20, you could buy a white robe, put it on, and they were all receiving baptisms like that. Each of their groups was being baptized maybe by their own pastors. And as I watched, I just happened to notice one person among them. No one can confidently say for sure what color Jesus' hair was. But at that moment, the Jesus I saw had hair that came down to his shoulders, and it was a mix of deep brown and, well, brown shades. But those eyes were indescribably beautiful, and the face was a shape I still can't forget. I saw someone standing there watching the baptism, so I thought he was part of the team with the pastor who was performing the baptism. But I was standing there praising the Lord with all my heart at the Jordan River. But that day there were so many white doves around the area. So while I was doing that, I suddenly opened my eyes and looked over there, and all of a sudden a person in a white robe swiftly approached me. So I stepped back and ended up falling over. I was so startled. This person was approaching much faster than a human could walk. That's when I realized it wasn't a person, and that was the moment I first met Jesus. His eyes were blazing, and the color of his eyes was so indescribably beautiful that I couldn't help but let tears stream down my face right there. My mouth just dropped open like this. I still can't forget that moment. And if you imagine that such a beautiful person is standing right in front of you now, or sitting in front of you and looking at you, just think about that for a moment. Then you need to imagine that he is merging with you and coming inside you. Then your heart will become very warm, and you'll feel an even greater love for him rising up inside you. How could I possibly? That's why I always say, God, how could someone as lowly and insignificant as me, a sinner like me, possibly receive you inside me? Lord, if you would just say a single word to me, I would be filled with everything because of you. I am far too unworthy to dare to receive the Lord within me. Lord, I cried as I said this. But after that, I kept praying to receive the Lord into my heart. Before I prayed to receive him, I said, Lord, I am yours. Lord, I offer you my spirit, soul, and body. Please use me as you wish. Even if the Lord does not use me, I am okay with that. Even if I die just praying like this, I am okay with that. Do as you will, Lord, and receive all the glory. After doing this, when he entered into me, I would embrace him within me and weep, sometimes even collapsing, rolling on the floor, overwhelmed with gratitude that he was crucified and died for us, for me, and gave us everything. With sobs so intense I could barely breathe, I would wander around the room, giving thanks for the Lord's love. If this complete relationship between you and him is not formed, then with the same endless prayers of give me, until the day you die, your faith will not grow, your life will not change, and you will end up living and dying like a marble that Satan can easily play with. That is why the relationship between you and him must become completely one. The Lord is spirit and I am spirit, and it is said that whoever is united with him is one with him. You must become like that. Once you do so and pray from that moment on, you must pray according to what he desires and gives. It should not be the prayer that I want, but rather, as he comes in spirit, I must pray in the way he desires to pray within me. The first example of this would be praying in tongues. As you continue to pray in tongues through the Holy Spirit, over time, through much prayer, you will begin to interpret. And even if you set aside interpreting others' tongues for now, as you start interpreting your own tongues, you will realize, this is the kind of prayer the Lord wants me to pray. And you will also realize, this is how the Lord wants me to live. I should walk this path. Now I should do it this way. As this starts to happen, your prayers will begin to change. When that happens, from that point on, you won't be able to pray the prayers you want anymore. You will spend more time in loving fellowship with him more than in prayer. The more time you spend in loving fellowship with him, the more he begins to reign over every single hair on your head. When that happens, every cell in your body starts to be transformed by his DNA. At that point, you are no longer living by your own life, but Christ is living through you. When you look, healing happens, and just by looking, prophecy flows from the words the Lord gives you, and you live in a way that brings life to the Spirit. So there's really no need for us to do ministry as we used to. Our very lives, the fact that Jesus Christ reigns over us, means that our lives themselves become moments that radiate the glory of Jesus. Our lives. Do you understand, everyone? Yes, that is what we must pursue. When you do that, as you pray the prayers the Lord gives you, your prayer time will actually decrease, and it will become a time when what the Lord desires is simply fulfilled here on earth.